Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Ultrasun and Moon are some amazing games overall. Between the story and the difficulty, I mean these games have a lot to be desired. I'm not kidding, the difficulty of these games is unmatched. For starters, there's not even gyms in these games, it's trials. The totem Pokemon even get boosts, plus Pokemon that show up to assist them as well. I gotta be honest, when I first saw Rowlet all those years back, I knew who I was gonna pick as my starter. I mean, a ghost and grass type? What a unique typing for a starter. And that's why I've decided to attempt a Pokemon Ultrasun Hardcore Nuzlocke using ghost types only. This should be really interesting considering ghost types are some of the coolest Pokemon in the game. Yeah, I know, I'll probably say that for every typing we do, but Pokemon in general are amazing. Ultrasun and Moon has a pretty unique selection of ghost types and there's about 20 ghost types in total. Obviously, if we get rid of legendaries, we now have 17, and I'm pretty sure Miss Drevis and Oricorio aren't obtainable until post-game, so that leaves us with 15. Not too shabby. I picked Ultrasun to get that extra encounter, that being Golurk, but apparently to purchase Dust Stones in Hau'oli City, it's exclusive to Moon, which is just dumb in my opinion, but whatever. For the rules, you already know what's the deal, so I'll leave that in the description below, and if anyone's wondering, I won't be EV training my Pokemon because I'm the laziest person you'll ever meet, so hopefully we have some luck on our side. Before we get started, this did take me a little more tries than you're going to see right now, but just a heads up. I only showed 2 attempts just to show where I got stuck, but yeah. If you do enjoy this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and ring that bell if you want to be notified when I post. Sorry for the long wait, and well, let's get into this, shall we? So the Alola region is also filled with Pokemon, so there's so much variety, and I think this region is just so beautiful, man. We start off on Route 1 getting our starter Rowlet, and this guy is just adorable, am I right? I go ahead and name him Hawkeye. Yes, I know he's an owl, but come on, he's an archer. After saving Lily's little Nebby, she gives us the Sparkling Stone, and I forgot to mention, I will be using Z-Moves for this run, because I mean, why not? They'll help out. Now on the next day, someone's at the door, so I go to open it, and oh, he just let himself in. Nice guy I just met. Our first How fight goes as planned, we completely whoop some ass. So there is this teacher we have to fight at the trainer school, and in order to beat her, I have to be level 15 because she actually has a Litten. At this point is when I realized putting level caps at the trials would just be way too tough and annoying. So if you don't like that, well, I don't know what to tell you. Get out. If you thought our first wild encounter would be Ghastly or Drifloon, congratulations, you are absolutely wrong. Nope, I want a Litwick. In this game, there's this thing called an island scan, which will make a rare Pokemon appear, and Litwick happens to be in Hau'oli Cemetery. This actually helps us max out our encounters by getting Ghastly and Drifloon later. After catching our cute little candle, I name him I Wanna Sweet. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. You didn't need to hear that. He has a docile nature. Nice. Now the way I play is if a Pokemon has the potential to be the type we're doing for the challenge, I use it. So I will be using Rowlet even though he's not a ghost type yet. If that bothers you, again, I don't know what to tell you, but just get out. For the first trial, I lead Litwick to get a Confuse Ray off and immediately switch into Hawkeye. I get a couple Razor Leafs off and the young goose goes down. Once he gets us down a bit, an Oranberry pops and a couple more Razor Leafs knocks out the totem. Obviously without Hawkeye this would have been way more difficult, but like I said, this is just how I want to play the challenge. At level 17, our little Rowlet evolves into Dartrix, but this does mean we can't use him for Hollow's Grand Chow, but guess what? We don't even need him. Look at these costumes. Holy crap, that is some weird movement coming from them. Creeps. After leveling Swing to level 16, we go ahead and take on Hao's granddad, and he actually only has one Pokemon that can attack our piece of wax. Cabrawler has Pursuit, so that's really our only problem. I lead Litwick as he leads Machop. I fully expect him to switch because what else would he do? And luckily he does, and we can burn his Boxing Crab with a Will-O-Wisp. Oh, never mind, we missed. Great. Alright, after a big pursuit to the face, we burn him. But he actually does have a full heal, so I do Will-O-Wisp again just to be safe, and yep, that works out perfectly. He does get us to the yellow very fast, so we pop an Oranberry. I did confuse him because we're already low from missing the first Willow, and after we use Fire Spin for that extra damage after every turn. So between a lucky hit on the confusion, an Ember, a Fire Spin, and the burn, he's literally one shot, as they say, and one turn later, he's dead. Nope, never mind, he has a Super Potion. Great. But with some luck on the confusion again, boom, red, and now he's really dead. We pretty much win here because the rest of his team really can't hit us. No, I mean it. They literally have 0 moves that can hit us. However, Makuhita is experiencing one of the stages of grief, Denial. He just keeps sand attacking for us to miss. Like, die already.
In a fucking fire.
After a long while, both Pokemon are finally down. And yep, there we go, our fighting Z Crystal. After the first Grand Trial, we head over to 10 Carry Hill to get a Sableye, which actually can only be found through the SOS method on Carbink. After a little bit of time, we catch one and name her Rihanna because it looks like she has diamonds in her eyes. She has a timid nature, and on we go. Yo, what the fuck is even that?
What the hell is even that?
Oh shit, hello ladies. How you doing? I gotta go to the store to get a nice fit for these women. That's better. This How fight in Panola Ranch isn't that hard. Honestly, Dartrix took care of it. Now for the real rival of this run, Gladion. Look at this edgelord. He starts with Zubat and I lead with Sableye to Brick Break. But Jules, why would you Brick Break? Well, because it's actually his Zorua. Once the Zubat comes out, I go into Dartrix so I can have Dartrix out for his type Null. I do have Roost, so I know this Zubat stands 0 chance. Once type Null is out, I just Razor Leaf until he's dead, and eventually Gladion gets rocked. You can just look at the defeat in his face. Yo, this Rufflet almost sent my boy to the lobby. Oh my lord. I can't seem to find the footage for the second trial, but it's okay. I'll just get to the point that I got stuck on Totem Marowak. I didn't know how I was going to beat this thing without sacking a Pokemon, and this Marowak has the Thick Club, which just makes his attack be on steroids. I had a strat with Drifloons and Burden, but his Flame Wheel just does too much, so we end up losing here. Let's just go ahead to attempt 2. Hawkeye is actually a brave nature, which isn't terrible. Litwick this time has Flame Body instead of Flash Fire, which I'll change later, and has a careful nature, which is just horrible. Fast forward to after Hala's Grand Trial, we can actually get our third encounter at the trainer school, which I forgot to do in attempt 1. So the location that shows up in the stats for Drifloon will be Route 1 just like Rowlet, but I don't really count it, seeing as we're literally at the trainer school. And I count them as different locations. Don't hate me. Actually, you know what? Get out. Another thing is, in order to get this Drifloon, we have to solve one of the mysteries here at the school because apparently there's ghosts. But it's not actually ghosts, there's an explanation for literally every mystery. We could get Ghastly as well, but luckily the game lets us choose which mystery we want to do first, so we can choose who we want. We want Drifloon because Ghastly can actually be found somewhere else, whereas we would completely lose out on our purple balloon. So Drifloon encounters us and we catch it and name it Zeppelin. She's a lonely nature, and the Sableye we caught is a naughty nature, so ooh Rihanna, you naughty. Now for the second trial. I get Dartrix up to level 24 to learn Pluck, and a nice flying type Z move is enough to obliterate this bug, and luckily we don't have to deal with it. If you hate me for using Z moves, well, get out! In Weather Volcano Park, I catch a Cubone and name him Ghost Rider, and he has an adamant nature which is fucking amazing. Okay, so like I said, I do have to sack something to win this fight. And unfortunately, it will be our naughty ass Rihanna. That's what you get for being naughty, Rihanna. So the one and only thing about this trial is we have to fight 2 Pokemon before the totem, so they damage you before you even get to the challenge. Luckily though, I have Protect and got the leftovers from the Royal Avenue place, and no, I did not grind 48 BP. That would literally take forever. I just cheated in the BP. I know, I'm a terrible person. But I did limit myself to 1 item if that helps you sleep at night. I also taught Torment on Sableye so Marowak doesn't just keep spamming Flame Wheel. I lead Sableye as he goes for a Detect. This does mean Salazzle comes out right after, and Rihanna has done jack shit for the first turn. Luckily Salazzle does go for Poison Gas and we're able to get a Torment off on the Marowak. I did Protect next turn for no reason, but the following turn we get a Shadow Sneak off right before Rihanna gets her ass whooped for the second time in history.
Be advised, your teammate got their ass kicked.
Now what we have to do is go into Ghost Rider and eliminate Salazzle so that it doesn't do any unnecessary damage to Zeppelin. 1 Boomerang kills the lizard, and luckily the Marowak did Detect because of Torment, so Cubone is very much alive. I switch into Drifloon and take a Flame Wheel straight to the face, and we live on 16 HP, and our Figgy Berry pops to get us back to 58 HP. Gotta love these berries. So I did teach Recycle on Drifloon from the move tutors at the beach, and that way we can recycle the Figgy when we need it. I also bought and taught Rain Dance to her as well to weaken the Flame Wheel. Now since we popped a berry, our Burden should make us faster here, but he detects and we get a free stockpile up for our defenses. Next turn we set up Rain and his Flame Wheel does absolutely nothing. I stockpile it again as he goes for Detect and another one as he Flame Wheels. I try to get an Ominous Winds off, but he detects. Like, come on man, stop detecting. Finally we can get an Ominous Wind off to get him to half, and his Cursed Body disables our one and only move, and the rain stops. He uses Hex and gets us to 10 HP, so I recycle to get our health back as he goes for a big Flame Wheel. But this is why Torment is so good, because he can't use Flame Wheel again, so I can just recycle the Figgy Berry to get healthy. Next turn I Rain Dance, and I didn't actually read that Ominous Wind wasn't disabled anymore. I thought it was disabled for the entire battle, but apparently that's not the case. And I end up switching when I could have just ended the battle here safely with Zeppelin. I switched in on a Flame Wheel as he does half, and I use a Flying Z move, and oh my god, he's literally at 1 HP. I go in a swing and he detects. At this point Marowak is downright confused on what to do, so he just Brick Breaks us, and we Flame Burst, and finally that Marowak is down. Jeez, that was way too close. And it didn't even need to be that close. I'm dumb, I know. Sorry. Don't hate me. Oh look, Chorus. Pretty nice they put him in here. So Mallow's Trial is next, and this Sudowoodo fights us right before taking on the totem. And oh my god, it has Wood Hammer. And bodies Cubone. And on top of that, predicts our switch into Dark Tricks and Rock Throws. I Razor Leaf and thank god he uses Flail, but holy crap, he crits and gets us to 1 HP. What is that luck? That's some Pokemon refresh shit right there. I swear I'm not using it. Alright, so for Totem Lurantis, I lead Swing and fire Z-move with a Flame Burst, and it does about half. Lurantis goes for Synthesis, but luckily I did keep Fire Spin on Swing, so that'll whittle her down easy. I do try to burn her, but apparently Comfey's ability Flower Veil prevents her from getting burned, so that sucks. She keeps synthesizing, and finally the Comfey decides to get a sunny day up for us after a million years, and we Flame Burst her. One more Synthesis, a crit Flame Burst, and the burn from the Fire Spin gets her down to the red. But who cares, she can just heal again. But we get a second crit in a row, and the Fire Spin is enough to kill her from where she's at. What a clutch from Swing. I'm actually lucky she didn't Solar Blade again, because that probably would have killed Swing. Comfey gets bodied, and that's our final trial on Akala Island. In Memorial Hill, we find a Ghastly, and it uses Curse because it's suicidal, and oh my god, it's at 1 HP. What is with everything living on 1 HP? Anyways, we catch it, name it Murdoch after the guy in Gorillas, and it has a brave nature. Wow, that is terrible. Now, this does mean we can't get Phantom, but honestly, who gives a shit? I evolved it into Haunter immediately, and on the next route, I Island Scan so that we can get a Hone Edge. I name him Yugi because this Pokemon has always reminded me of something out of Yu-Gi-Oh! Not that that's a bad thing. It has a calm nature. Man, I love Sun and Moon because of these important characters, man. Also, I evolved Murdoch to Gengar. Plumeria starts with a Golbat, so I did teach Murdoch hitting power, which happens to be electric, and we do about half. She does confuse us, but we break through and down goes Golbat. I switch into Cubone on Salandit, and she does half, so I immediately go into Swing to take a hit, and I confuse the Lizard. Luckily, she's confused on my switch, so Zeppelin and I hex away until she's dead. Sorry, Plumeria. We're just better. Right before the Grand Trial, I evolve Ghost Rider and Zeppelin right at the level cap to their final evos, and man do they look saucy. So Olivia has a Lycanroc that is very troubling, but I have a strat with our new team member Yuki. We can Air Defense and protect with leftovers on Anorith, and once we're set up, we Brick Break that Anorith to Oblivion. Lycanroc's Bite is doing nothing, and a couple of Brick Breaks kills her wolf just like that. Cradily comes out, and her Water Gun actually does a bit, so I decide to switch into Zeppelin. She does have Ancient Power, but it doesn't do a lot, and we manage to get her to a third. She does make us pop our Oranberry, and once we recycle, she actually gets a crit on us and leaves us at 15 HP. I'm pretty sure I didn't have any Citrus Berries at this point, unfortunately, so whatever. I switch back into Yugi and protect for some HP. I know she's going to use Water Gun, so I get in safely on Hawkeye, and a couple of pecks take her out. There we go. 2 islands down, ladies and gents. Oh, would you look at this? 2 Pikachus getting married. Wait, what are they? No. No, don't kiss. No, don't do it. No. No! I like that this guy casually gives me 20 racks for throwing Puku Mukus back in the water. He literally could have done that himself. I mean, you lazy fuck. Over at the beach, we can get an awesome encounter, that being Sandygast. A dope freaking sandcastle with a neutral nature. I name her Arena because arena in Spanish is sand. At Aether Paradise, we meet Lusamine, and she says she's 40 years old, and all of Hao's dreams of being with her are just thrown out the window. That's rough, buddy.
That's rough, buddy.
Oh my god, is that?
My booty how?
So this is how their faces look. Drax having asses. Bruh, look at her character. I know he's just done with Hao and how much he talks. Trying to smile the pain away. Once we arrive to Hau'oli City, Hao decides to fight us, and I have vivid memories of getting whooped by Hao multiple times before I won when I first played through these games. I lead our precious owl, and I Razor Leaf away until he's in the red. Luckily, I did roost at about half, because instead of healing, he just straight goes for a Water Z move and crits us, leaving us on 14 HP. After a little bit of roosting, I finally Razor Leaf to knock out his Brioni. Next up is Flareon, and I switch into Swing to take no damage from his Fire Fang, due to us having the Flash Fire ability now. He actually has 0 moves that can damage us here, so I know he's eventually gonna switch. If he doesn't, the AI is just dumb. Once he's at a third of his health, I'm thinking he has to switch here. Why would he let Flareon die? So I might as well Will-O-Wisp until he does, because he can't hit us anyways, so we have nothing to lose. Luckily, he does end up switching right away, and he actually goes into Taurus because it has Pursuit, so this is a huge burn. This fight required a little bit of strategy, but honestly, they only gave each Pokemon like 2 to 3 moves. Anyways, with Tauros burns, his Pursuit does basically nothing and we confuse it. But honestly, my Flame Burst next turn did more than I anticipated, so I could have just not confused him at all. Now he does switch back into Flareon to absorb my Flame Burst, which I actually found surprising, but it doesn't matter. 2 hexes and wait, He switched again on my Hex? Just accept your fate, man! Finally, Tauros is dead and he sends out his Noibat. I go for a Will-O-Wisp and this motherfucker goes into Flareon. Come on, dude! Anyways, Flareon is finally dead because we are inevitable. And I burn the Noibat. Luckily he didn't crit, so we're at 5 and I get Swing out of there and send in Yugi. I Shadow Sneak this bat to death. Once his Raichu comes out, Yugi Shadow Sneaks once and we almost die, but a final Shadow Sneak is enough to clear the battle with no losses. W, baby. Watch this, guys.
Give it up, tall boy!
Hey, yo, what is this man doing on this cliff? Do you have a death wish? Who the hell was your 13 reasons? Guys, I let this Orin Guru set up nasty plots, and I thought I was about to get my ass whooped. And then I realized I used Zen Headbutt, which is physical, and Yugi almost died. Over at our 5th island trial, we face off against this overweight Togedemaru. Swing goes for a Will-O-Wisp, and obviously he goes for a Spiky Shield first turn. Next turn, he Zing Zaps us to 15 HP, and thank God, Skarmory set up his pathetic Pebbles. A nice Fire Z move to this Pikachu clone brings him down to a third of his health, and he eats his Citrus Berry to get up to half. I get Swing out of there and go into Ghost Rider because I ability capsuled his Rock Head ability to Lightning Rod to take 0 damage from Electric-type moves. I Bonerang and the totem is dead. I did get tormented by the Skarm, so a couple flame charges and protects later and Skarm is finally dead. At the Mali Garden, Guzma is causing a ruckus against Kukui, and just look at this Psycho's face, man. He has to be coked up, man. So Guzma is actually scary because of this Golisopod. Now obviously he's gonna use Sucker Punch, so I have to use Stockpile until he no longer has PP on that move. And once we've exhausted all of his PP... Anyways, once we've exhausted all of his PP, we Charge Beam twice to get 2 special attack boosts. If you didn't know, Golisopod's ability is Emergency Exit, which makes him switch upon half of his health. So this makes Masquerain come out. At this point, a +2 Electric Z move is enough to KO the Water Bug, and Golisopod goes down to a couple Charge Beams. Boom, Guzma. Guess you weren't as good as you thought you were. At level 34, our owl finally lives up to his nickname, even though he's still just an owl, but whatever. Also at level 35, Yugi decides 1 sword is not enough and decides to sword fight with himself with 2 swords.
What do you mean by that?
After this, we go ahead into the grass in Tapu Village to get ourselves a Snorunt, and it's female, so Frostlass, here we come. Just kidding, we're gonna sack this thing. I'm sorry if you wanted to see Frostlass. Luckily though, over in the water in front of the trial, this guy is getting attacked by our next team member, Frillish. I've never used a Frillish, but I hope this is good. We catch her and name her Corazon because she has a little heart on her face when she evolves. She happens to have a quirky nature. Over at this beach, I decided to teach a decent steel type move to our dual sword Pokemon, and also to Ghost Rider, why not? Might as well evolve our piece of sand into an actual sandcastle. Gosh, I love this Pokemon. So our next trial could be very difficult. Totem Mimikyu's ability basically makes us waste turn 1 as we can't even damage it. I thought about this for a while and I even traded him to the 40s, 5 to 7 levels above this thing. On top of that, Banette is annoying with Will-O-Wisp, so that's not good. I start with Decidueye to U-turn out so we can freely switch and break the disguise in the process. Once we do that, I go into Arena and take a Shadow Claw straight to the face. And on top of that, the Banette curses, so now we're in the red and our Shadow Ball gets her to about half of her health. Apparently you can get the Choice Specs at this point and I didn't know, so we could have done more damage here. But oh well. Obviously we have to switch because of that curse, so we sack this poor Snorunt and go into Yugi. Yugi can get a Shadow Sneak off, but her Shadow Claw crits and the Banette willows us, so now we can't kill Mimikyu with Yugi. If we had the Choice Specs, it would have been dead here. At this point I have to sack someone and welp, sorry Murdoch. Your defenses suck anyways. Rest in peace, buddy. Maybe in another run. Sorry if you wanted to see him. As we switch freely on Ghost Rider, they both get us down to 16 HP and we Iron Head that Mimikyu to death. All that's left is this Banette, but every Pokemon I have is extremely weak, so I'm just like, we have to sack something else for Yugi to come in and Shadow Sneak. So we switch in Hawkeye and oh my god, he lives on 1 HP. Good job, buddy. Now we're faster and a Spirit Shackle is enough to kill the Banette. What a trial. Poor Snorunt didn't get to live and Murdoch didn't get to shine with some Choice Specs. Well, in honor of our fallen Pokemon, we can get another encounter in a Hyena Desert, and this Krokorok nearly killed my air balloon. In fact, he didn't even want to call in the Golett from SOS. It was like 10 turns before Golett actually came out. Luckily, we do end up catching it and has a bold nature. I name him the Boulder. And then we head back to the abandoned supermarket to catch a Banette. Mimikyu can only be found here, so you would think we can't get a Mimikyu, oh, but you couldn't be more wrong, guys. You'll see what I mean later. This Plumeria fight wasn't too hard. She only has 2 Pokemon, so that's that, guys. Guys, I find this so funny. These Skull Grunts won't bother with me because they have this barricade, and they're too lazy to move it. And then this guy decides to fight us over his barricade. Like, what? Alrighty, Guzma is up once again. Pretty much the same team, except now he has an additional threat, a pincer with throat chop. Same strat as before, we stockpile on his sucker punches and eventually we're +2 from charge beam boosts, and his emergency exit switches him out into pincer. Now pincer is actually faster than us, so he does get a nasty throat chop on us, and we pop our citrus berry. The good thing is our unburden ability lets us outspeed. I did recycle here because I thought I might have not been able to outspeed. I know some of these older gen mons like to be super fast for no reason. Like, I don't know, to me it makes no sense that Kangaskhan has a base 90 speed and Vikavolt has 43. 43? Not even 60. This thing looks fast as fuck. Once Pincer is dead, his Masquerain comes out and 2 Shadow Balls isn't enough to kill him. And then 1 Shadow Ball kills his beloved Golisopod. Guys, they took Lily, man. We ain't gonna let that one slide. Quick pause, I evolved this thing just in case we need it. Anyways, yeah, they took Lily, so Gladion comes in and he needs to get his anger out, so he decides to battle us. Wonderful. Gladion's always a scary fight because of his Zoroark. I lead Yugi to get an Iron Defense off to take as little damage as possible. A couple of Iron Heads later and he's in the red. Now before we Shadow Sneak, I decide to get the Rain up with a Rain Dance because everything in this game can learn it. Type Null comes out, but obviously it's not his Type Null, and instead it's a Zoroark. And what is that damage? Luckily we get him to about half of his health. I hard switch into Jellicent, which I did evolve by the way, and he does under half, so pray for no crits, and nice. A Water Pulse should be enough. No, he's at 1 HP. I did bring Shuppet to sack, and so I sack it here, and we're able to go into Hawkeye for free. Sorry Shuppet, I wasn't gonna use you anyways. After that, we take a Snarl and kill this scary Zoroark with a U-turn. For his Type Null, I go into Ghost Rider because I taught him Brick Break. So 2 Brick Break later, and boom, Type Null is dead. Ha, his face says it all. By the way, you'll notice I'll switch Rock Slide and Brick Break a lot on Marowak based on what I need for the fight. Just in case you were wondering. Alright, like I said, just because we couldn't get Mimikyu as our encounter in the market, we can actually get one as a totem from this imposter. I made sure to collect totem stickers as I progressed through the game, and boom, now we have a Mimikyu on our team. This is great because it has the ability to disguise, which we can use to freely switch. I named him Rags, and he has a careful nature, which ain't too bad. Bro, Nanu is a whole mood. Look at this. He asks us if we want to fight, and when we say no, he says, "I'm tired, man. If you don't want to battle, I'm going home." Like, hell yeah, go home. Better for me. So Nanu is definitely a challenge for our team, especially that Z move on his Persian. Sableye is up first, and a couple of ominous wins gets him to about under a third. Unfortunately, he does get us really low. I do switch into Hawkeye to get a U-turn off. This way we don't take any unnecessary / crucial damage. Once we defeat his Sableye, we go into Rags to utilize that disguise. I get a Home Claws up, but he ends up going for a Swagger. Now this could be really scary, but luckily we break through, and at +3 a Leech Life obliterates this Croc to death. Thankfully we do still have our disguise, so he wastes his Z move on Rags, and we break through a second Confusion to do half with a Leech Life. We break through a third time, and down goes Persian. Wow, pretty fortunate on our part. Over at the Aether Foundation, this Primate lives a Spirit Shackle and assurances Hawkeye down to 16 HP. Chill Primate. I should do a fighting type run one of these videos. Comment if you want to see one. Fighting Faba is kind of scary here because if they team up on me, I'm screwed. But luckily they keep going for How's side. Once Faba's Hypno is out, I U-turn into Rags, and thankfully Primarina kills the Pupitar in one shot, and Hypno dies to his Shadow Claw from Rags. Look at Gladion, thinking he's all tough. Yeah right buddy. And Guzma, as psycho as always. Alright baby, same strat, but this time we actually have Amnesia so we can get to +3 defense, +5 special defense, and +2 special attack. One of his Razor Shells does lower defense by 1 stage, but whatever. Now we very unfortunately missed the Charge Beam, and he gets another Razor Shell off, so we pop his Citrus. But I guess we're faster than his whole team now. Once we pop his emergency exit, he ends up going in his Pincer, so I get a Shadow Ball off, and we almost knock him out. And oh my lord, he missed the Stone Edge. I forgot he even had that move. I finish him off with a Charge Beam to get +3 in special attack. His Vikavolt is next, and we Shadow Ball him, and we're pretty much safe here because of our +5 special defense. His Thunderbolt literally does nothing. One Shadow Ball later, and down goes Vikavolt. So his Masquerain actually survives the Shadow Ball, and his Icy Wind lowers our speed, which allows him to get an Air Slash first next turn, which also flinches us, so now we have to switch. Maybe if we had Charge Beam Vikavolt and got to +4, we could have just killed this thing, but oh well. I switch into Yugi and Shadow Sneak for the kill. Good job, Yugi. Golisopod is still alive, so I go freely into Mimikyu to negate that first impression, and a Play Rough leaves him in the red. A Shadow Claw next turn kills, and that's our final battle with the big bad Guzma. Yeah, I thought Guzma was crazy, but this woman straight up said, "Don't you dare call me mother, bitch." And oh my god, look at Hau. He's like, wait, you're all family? As if the blonde hair wasn't enough. Come on, Hau. So many important battles, and I love it. Yugi Ironheads Clefable all the way to the red, and Lusamine switches on our Shadow Sneak. Luckily Karma's a bitch, and we go into Marowak to Lightning Rod that Thunder Punch. Ha, take that. Now unfortunately I didn't teach Break to Ghost Rider here, so I Flame Charge instead, and we get her all the way down to the red, and big surprise, she switches into her Milotic. I obviously get him out of here, and into Corazon we go. From here we use Psychic and recover, and eventually the Milotic does die. She has a Lilligant, so I go back into Ghost Rider as she Stun Spores. I go for a Flame Charge, and just look at how much damage this Petal Dance does. Oh my god. Even when I switch into Hawkeye, it does a good chunk. Good thing a U-turn is enough to KO this thing in one hit. For her Lopunny, Arena takes care of it, and she also takes care of Clefable. Now I do a little bit of damage to her Beware, but I switch in freely with Rags, and start play roughing until that cute ass bear is dead. And it really is cute. Big, but cute. Guys, look at this shit. She goes into the wormhole, and this dumbass jumps in like, "You know how much I sacrificed?" Why did he do that? Lily's got a new look, and she asks us what we think about it. We say, "I don't know." She gets very offended for some reason. I don't know. I'm just being honest, Lily. Also, I don't know why this freaked Lily out. She's just on top of the place. Like, relax, Karen. And I love Mina. She's just like so calm. She's like, "Hey, I'm Captain Mina. How are you? Wonderful weather we're having." Over in Seafolk Village, we can actually fish here to get Delmise. After like 5 minutes of fishing, we finally find it and catch it. We name it Christopher because it has a compass and it has a naughty nature. Don't think we'll use it, but good to have in the back. Finally, we can get a Dust Stone to evolve Yugi into AG Slash. This is definitely going to be an MVP. Trust. Oh shit, quiet. Hapu's praying to the Lord. We have to go to Executor Island to get this flute so we can save Alola or something like that. You know how this goes. Yo, this Scraggy didn't have to scare me like that. A crit? Really? All the dark types just be critting, man. Guys, I did cheat in a Dust Stone because I find it ridiculous that I need Pokemon Ultra Moon to buy Dusk Stones. Like, what? Anyways, we get our homeboy out of the box and evolve him into a beautiful Chandelier. On our way to summon Necrozma, we have to get rid of this Totem Komao, and I actually have an amazing strat for this. I lead Swing to curse the Komao, and we nearly die doing it, but this guarantees the death of this fighting dragon. I didn't know what I was going to do, but after seeing we could learn Curse, this was just perfect. I switch into Yugi to stall this thing out with Protect, and eventually it dies a painful death. For Noivern, I just go into Rags to play rough, Shadow Sneak with Yugi, and boom, easiest island trial of my life. We just magically know how to play the flute now. Look at us, we're going ham on that shit. Oh no, we've opened up the multiverse, someone called Doctor Strange.
Oh, nigga!
No, Necrozma! Leave Nebby alone! How's stepping in like he finna do something? Yeah, right! If Tapu Koko didn't come, he'd be shitting himself. I could have killed Necrozma with 2 Shadow Balls, but instead I burned it. Oh well. Hold on, Nebby! I'm coming for you! So I bet you're wondering how we're gonna beat this bad boy. I mean, you're probably not wondering. I mean, you probably already know what we're gonna do. Yeah, you probably already know. I'll give you 3 seconds to guess. Of course we're gonna Poison Stall it. What the hell did you think we were gonna do? I switch into Yugi to Protect, and on 30 HP we get a nice Ghost Shadow Sneak Z to do absolutely nothing. But he does end up dying, so great. We saved you, Nebby. Don't you worry. I honestly don't remember fighting Mina in my life, but a Flame Charge kills her Mawile, Grand Bull nearly kills Yugi, but we Ironhead and Shadow Sneak to kill that, and her Robombi gets mopped by a Choice Specs Flame Burst. Now she has the brilliant idea of fighting every trial captain. Like, that's your trial? You want me to fight every trial captain? Alright, here we go. Alima wasn't too difficult except for this Kamala nearly killing Rags, but yeah, easy enough there. There's nothing to say about Mallow, man. She got flamed. If you think we're gonna sweep Kiawe, nope, you're wrong. I actually did have to come up with something for Kiawe, because he has Arcanine, who has Crunch, Talonflame just hits like a truck, and Marowak has Shadow Bone. I led Adena to get a Choice Specs Earth Power off, and that's enough to KO the legendary dog. Not very legendary if you ask me. His Marowak comes out, and basically I went into Yugi to try and get him to use his Firium Z. On our Protect, he actually just goes for a Shadow Bone, which is weird, but I know I can't stay in, so I take my chances, go into Swing, and boom, Flash Fire makes his Z move fail. 1 Shadow Ball is enough, and we're full health to take on his Talonflame. He goes for a Brave Bird, and we pop our Citrus Berry. A Shadow Ball brings him down to the yellow, and I could have stayed in and risked the crit, but I might as well go into AG Slash, and boom, we Shadow Sneak next turn, and that's Kiawe. That could have been a tough fight, not gonna lie. Sophocles is pretty much easy, nothing to see here. Aw, Guzma is finally not psycho, and has found peace with the world. Of course Nanu just gives us the petal, no question. So calm, how could you be so calm? Wouldn't expect anything less from him. Finally, we can fight the Totem, and I send out Swing to get a Flame Burst off. It did have an Aqua Berry, so that's not good. I'm pretty sure I could have got Flamethrower at this point too, but whatever. Anyways, the Seagull comes out and sets up Rain with Drizzle, so I have to switch into Corazon. I try to get Scalds off, but man, it's just not doing anything. and a dazzling gleam nearly kills us, so we pop a citrus berry. And right after, a seed bomb comes through and leaves us really weak. But of course the gods are on our side, so we crit the Robombi and it's just enough to KO that bug. Pelipper eventually goes down to me toxic styling it. Our final trial has been won, guys. Unfortunately, we have to fight Hapu for the league, so I lead Arena to Giga Drain her Golurk to death. Once that Gastrodon is out, I switch into Hawkeye and Roost, eventually going for a Leaf Blade. When Mudsdale comes out, I use a Grass Z move to obliterate this defensive force. Last up is her Flygon, and Hawkeye Leaf Blades it twice for it to die. That's it, we've defeated every trial on this godforsaken region. Now before we fight the league, we have to take on Edgelord numero uno, Gladion. This is scary because Zoroark actually has the Darkinium Z, but let's see what we can do here. His Crobat is easy, we just casually crit Rock Slide and boom, it's dead. Now his Lucario comes out, but again, obviously it's his Zoroark, not Lucario. So we go into Rags and he uses a Z move, so thank God that's out of the way. On the next turn, he gets a crit Night Daze, so I guess that's payback for Crobat, fair enough. But now Rags is pissed, so Play Rough is enough to kill. His Lucario comes out, and he can't do anything to Zeppelin, but of course he crits us with his Metal Claw. Just our luck. For some reason I went for a Calm Mind here. I think I didn't take into account hail damage, and well, sorry Zep. I didn't mean for you to pop like that, buddy. Well, after that amazing loss, Corazon avenges Zep by mopping this Lucario with some Scalds. Once Savali is out, he hits us with a Crunch that leaves us so weak, and we Scald because this thing is a Fire type. And oh my lord, we're at 4 HP. Alright, he's low enough for a Shadow Sneak to KO, so Yugi do your thing. And there we go. Gladion is defeated. I looked these two trainers up because there's no way there's just casually a double battle right before the exit. Like, ain't no way, bro.
Boy, ain't no way, boy.
So this is scary because the guy on the right has a Glalie, Bisharp, and a T-Tar. I mean, seriously, we're in trouble. I lead Hawkeye and Ghost Rider. Glalie goes first and gets off a mean Dark Pulse on Rider, bringing us pretty darn low. I did put Rock Slide on him, so after a Spirit Shackle from Hawkeye, a Rock Slide kills the Glalie no problem and leaves the Vikavolt alive. I want to leave the Vikavolt alive and just focus on the right side right now, so once T-Tar is out, I freely switch into Rags, and with our lovely disguise, a nice Bloom Doom goes off on this Sandstorm T-Tar. That's a scary threat gone. Bisharp is this guy's final on, and I didn't know what to do here, because this thing is going to kill and outspeed anyone right now. So I make the difficult choice of sacking our beloved starter and going into something that can knock it out in one hit. I send in Palossand freely, and next turn his Bisharp nearly blows our piece of sand back to the ocean. But no worries, a single Choice Specs Earth Power knocks this thing right out. Luckily Vikavolt did go for an agility, so no one else had to die. I'm too weak here, so Yugi takes out the bug as it misses a Zap Cannon and Fortress almost kills Rags here, but we take it out with Corazon and Yugi. The power of friendship prevails in this fight.
I don't have friends. I got family.
Thank you, Hawkeye. Thank you for your service. Cool, put a shirt on, man. It's snowing, for crying out loud. Alright, here's a little team preview before the Elite Four. Some of this is subject to change based on each fight, so keep that in mind. I got everyone to level 57 for the cap. So we have our Adamant Nature Ghost Rider with Shadow Bone, Flame Charge, Stopping Tantrum, and Rock Slide, as well as Lightning Rod as their ability. He's holding a thick club as well. Rags, our Mimikyu, has a Careful Nature with Shadow Sneak, Play Rough, Charm, and Hone Claws. He has the Expert Belt on. Worth to note, I got Heart Scales to reach a lot of moves on my Pokemon. Next up is our Yugi with a Calm Nature rocking Iron Head, Shadow Sneak, King Shield, which is just amazing, and Swords Dance. He's grubbing on lefties as well. My beautiful Corazon with her Neutral Nature with a powerful Water Spout, Sludge Wave, Rain Dance, and Recover for healing. Choice Specs here as well with Water Absorb, so that's neat. Gotta love the Sandcastle vibes, man. Also a Neutral Nature with Giga Drain, Shadow Ball, Earth Power, and Shore Up in case. Water Compaction is her ability. Last but not least, we have our beautiful Swing here with an Impish Nature. He has the moves Shadow Ball, Flamethrower, Calm Mind, and Will-O-Wisp. Will-O-Wisp will change to Energy Ball later, and you'll see why. I decided to fight Molayne first, and man do I have a strat. Ghost Rider has Lightning Rod, so this is perfect for a sweep. He leads Klefki, and honestly this can't do anything to us, so I use Flame Charge, which boosts my speed up a stage each time I use it. Now I do wish it were that simple, but the problem is we might 3-hit KO the Klefki, and based on a lot of trainers in the Alola region, he's not guaranteed to heal, therefore we won't be able to get enough speed to outspeed his Dugtrio. Double teaming should give us a fighting chance, so we kill the Klefki on +6 evasion, and he goes into Dugtrio right away. Here we go, he misses his Earthquake, and a Flame Charge KOs the Dugtrio. I brought Brick Break for the Bisharp, and it faces the same fate. Let's be real, the Magnezone doesn't stand a chance. Finally his Metagross comes out, and I should have Shadow Bone because it could have killed, but luckily his Zen Headbutt doesn't kill us, and therefore Molayne has been defeated. Next up is Olivia, and I lead Corazon. Same strat, we get to +6 evasion because their Lycanroc can be really scary. Once we're set up and healthy, I set up a Rain Dance and Water Spout Armaldo to Oblivion. Cradily comes out and we do just under half. Once she's in the red, she heals and we do as well. I set up rain once more and eventually knock out Cradily. I did get her Lycanroc to the yellow, but she ends up hitting a crunch, but it's okay. No way she hits 2 crunches in a row, right? Right? Oh. Guess what ability Lycanroc has? Keen Eye. So all of our evasion boosts are ignored. I had no idea it worked like that, and I thought it was only us not being able to lower her accuracy. Corazon, you did well. Good job. I sent in Palossand and Giga Drain to take out the Lycanroc. Probopass sets up the Sandstorm, so Giga Drain does absolutely nothing, and she gets us down to 34 HP. No worries, you can set up some Swords Dances and King Shield. At +4 he paralyzes and an Iron Head knocks out the Probopass. All we have to do is not get paralyzed and boom, Olivia's dead. So for Ace or Rolla, we can easily set up on Banette. But how? Well, King Shield harshly lowers the target's attack stat every time they make contact with us. And we have leftovers, so we should be good. We also have Shadow Sneak, so we have priority over everything. Once we're at +6, her Banette goes down, her Sandcastle goes down, her Anchor goes down, her Frostless goes down, and finally, yes, her Drifblim stands no chance. Nice sweep, Yugi. Alright, we're basically doing the same thing here with Kahili. We King Shield on her Braviary. Braviary can't really touch us here, so this is perfect. Once we're ready, an Iron Head kills Braviary, and... no! Hawlucha lives on a sliver. When she heals, a Shadow Sneak ends up killing it. Gotta love damage rolls. Well anyways, that's 2 big threats down. When her Mandibuzz comes out, I King Shield to lower her attack and then go freely into Rags to get a Charm off. She does confuse us, but we Hone Claws 3 times, and Play Rough is enough to kill this Bonehead. Toucannon is up next, and I have to switch into Yugi to take basically no damage from the Z move. A little bit of King Shield here, a little bit of Swords Dance there, and at +4, this thing leaves us at 4 HP. I Iron Head the next turn for the KO, and apparently Beak Blast burns us. Added to the list of things I don't know. Well, we have to switch, so we go into Swing on a Fire type move, and the following turn we get a Shadow Ball off. It only does half, so I go into Palossand and take under half from an Air Slash. Now we should be able to live one more, and... holy moly, 3 HP. What a legend. There we go, guys. The Elite Four has been defeated. On to the champion. Now, contrary to popular belief, Hau is actually the easiest one of all. Well, at least he is if this goes as planned. So he leads Raichu, and we get off a nice Swords Dance. A +2 Shadow Sneak is enough to KO this imposter Raichu. He goes into Flareon, and guys, we basically won at this point. So Flash Fire lets Swing in for free, and guess what? This Flareon literally can't do a single thing to us. All we have to do now is Calm Mind, and boom, down goes Flareon. Tauros comes out, and Tauros does have EQ, but I actually have a Shuka Berry, so down goes Tauros. Down goes Crabominable, down goes Primarina with an Energy Ball, and finally Noivern goes down to a Shadow Ball. Sorry, Hau. We're just, simply put it, better. Sorry if that was a little anticlimactic, but yeah, it was that easy. We have become the first champion of Alola, and we did it with Ghost-type Pokemon only. I gotta say, Yugi was amazing. Rags' disguise was so useful, and using our Fallen Soldier Drifblim in this run once again was great. These ghost types are really something, huh? If you did enjoy the video, please give it a thumbs up, and please subscribe if you want to see more content from me. Also, make sure to check out my new randomized series if you just want to burst out laughing. I promise you will. Anyways, thanks for all the support, guys. I love every one of you. I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.